Hi there. My name is Avil Beckford, and this is the latest episode of the One Problem podcast. We all know that there are tons of problems in the world, but why should we get overwhelmed? We're going to tackle them one problem at a time. As most of you know who have been listening regularly to this podcast, I usually have some prior relationship with the guests who come on. Now, my very special guest today, Paulette, I've known her for at least 7 years or so, and I met her through Elevate, so that shouldn't come as a surprise. So Paulette, her company is a cafe lifestyle, and she is into online co-working. Over to you, Paulette.
Hey, Avril. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Avril. Like Avril said, it's been 8 years and we met through networking, and here we are 8 years later. So just to illustrate how important networking, creating relationships is, and how it can impact your business, which ties into my topic of helping women solopreneurs who have an online service-based business and who are working from home and struggling with isolation because of lack of community. So that's the issue that I'm going to be talking about, tips and possible solutions for women working from home. So the main solution I'm going to talk about today is productivity sprints. They're called productivity sprints, work sprints, power hour, focus time. They're known by all of those things. So the main issues for women working from home are a lack of running into the isolation thing, no one to talk to, probably surrounded by people who really don't understand what they're doing. And then you get into your head, and then the guilt, and it becomes cyclical, and then you start comparing yourself. And of course, when you start comparing yourself, you rarely come out a winner. And that really is demotivating. So joining a community of other women who are going through the same thing, some of the benefits are when you log in, someone who says hello, someone who acknowledges you and totally understands where you're coming from. And actually, in fact, to go even deeper than that, sometimes having a work sprint, I'll call it a work sprint, is the reason to get up in the morning. Actually, that was my reason for this morning, because I'm the host of work sprints. So I needed to get up and get ready, get camera ready to greet my my community. I have two events. One is an accountability, and the other one is actually the work sprint. So there's some of the other benefits of joining a work sprint is you get, pure and simple, you get shit done. And the more shit you get done, the more consistency you create in your business. And there's, pardon me, there's also the celebration of wins. And that is important, because when you get into a day where you're having trouble getting started, being able to reach into what it feels like to have that win is really important. That can bring you back and get you started and motivated. So actually, we did it this morning based on the previous 6 months. And I find that a lot of the women who join an accountability will actually, when they started, they might not have been giving themselves credit for all the wins that they have in their business. And some of the wins are little wins because they started to create consistency in their, maybe it's phone calls, follow-up leads, whatever it is. Or it could be a win that their business is now starting to take off. So some of the tasks that work really well in a work sprint or focus sprint is creating social media content. It could be creating, doing client follow-ups. Let's say your goal for the week is 30 client follow-ups. Or it could be creating content like newsletter, blogs. If you're working on a project, it could be doing some project planning during a sprint. And sometimes it's those tasks that you need to get done, like bookkeeping, that you don't want to do. But if you don't have some kind of accountability done, you just kind of keep moving it off. So like one of the women in my group, she moved off her bookkeeping for a month and then finally got it done. So that kind of, pat yourself on the back, congratulations, it's done. Now I can move on to other stuff that I really enjoy doing. That's quite profound, and it's quite elevating of your self-confidence. So it's not necessary to join a work sprint for a group, though it helps because you're in a community. So I'm going to lay out some steps and things to think about that if you want to start with DIY, if you want to do it yourself. So here's a couple things to think about if you want to start doing them yourself. So number one, schedule however much time you're going to do for a focus sprint, a work sprint. Schedule that time in your calendar. And you have to honor that time. That's you time. That's your business time. So whether it's 3 times a week, 2 times a week, and decide how much time you're going to do it. Studies recommend that 45 minutes is the optimum time. What we do is we do 25 minutes and then we take a pause and then go back into 25 minutes. So the reason why it's important to use a timer, a kitchen timer, any kind of timer, an app, whatever, is because when you schedule that 25 minutes or 45 minutes, if you get stuck in one task for too long, then you get stuck there. And then you get, it's like, okay, what's the point? And then but when you get that interrupt, it actually gives you a chance to think about, is it time to move on? Do I need a self-care break? Perhaps you need another coffee, or do some jumping jacks, or take the dog for a walk. It gives you that pause to take some time to reflect. Is this the best time of my thing? And then it's very important you turn off distractions. And then one of the most important things is plan in advance. Plan out your priority items that you're going to work on. And then, of course, give yourself a pat on the back that you finished what you had planned to work on. So once you start to work on them, you'll see that you gain productivity, wins in your business, and that is really motivating. And that is the first step, creating consistency to generating more revenue in your business. So if you want to know more about work sprints, whether DIY or joining a group, please reach out, and Avril can give you the information. Thank you, Avril. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Paulette. Productivity is important, and setting aside time to work on your business, not just work in your business, is important. So I'm sure that the listeners will enjoy that.